Okay, so this week I'm going to be recording with. This is really just the stock list of the Just Guy Ascendancy list that Josh Uder Layton and a couple other people played at Worlds. Um, I've played about 4 games with it since the format started, just testing its random things. I feel like I've learned a lot. Or, 4 is an underestimate, probably like 5, 10-ish. But I'm actually going to put this in there and fix that. Basically, the conclusions I came to was that there's too many land in the deck, and I think I'm not a huge fan of Fairy Conclave, to be honest. It is part of the combo uh, due to tapping for mana, but not the biggest fan. Anyways, conclusions I've come to, just to go over where I'm at. Izzet Charm is really, really important as draw 2, discard 2. And the other modes are just kind of these backup failsafe modes. Putting a Fate Stitcher into your graveyard without an Ascendancy in play is really, really good. Reduces the amount of mana you need on the Ascendancy turn to kill them. You only need 4, so you can go, cast Ascendancy, Honor, Stitcher, and then untap a land and go off, as opposed to 5 to Ascendancy, into play a spell, loot away the Stitcher, and to untap a land. The one too many land thing is really just a... trying to think of the right way. Actually going to fix something else too. You just this isn't Legacy. Your cantrips aren't Brainstorm. They aren't Brainstorm or Ponder. You just draw a bunch of cards off the top of your deck when you're cantripping. So it's a lot harder. I'm going to cut the Seacrum Coast and add another Hallowed Fountain so I can fetch more reliably and not lose my blue-white fetch to a Thought Scour. Anyways, you aren't filtering the top of your deck to get rid of excess lands. You're just putting cards into your hand. And that leaves you a tendency to clog up with the lands that you draw. So I think you need to cut one. I'm going back up to the 13 cantrips. And the reason I say going back up to, because one of the first things I noticed was that 5... I didn't even play with 5 Del spells. I played with 6 at the start. I'm not even sure that's right. I think you might even want a 3rd Treasure Cruise. Just so that you always have one. So that there are games where you're not drawing Ascendancy, you're actually getting somewhere with your cantrips. Like I said, they're just turning into a new card at the top. They're not actually filtering away bad cards. So you need to be doing something to actively get you closer to an Ascendancy other than just flipping the top card a bunch of extra times. So that's where these extra cruises and digs come in. It's not too difficult to fuel them with 4 Thought Scours and everything, so... not sold on this split of removal. I could easily see going up to a 4th path. The other thing I thought was terrible. I don't like this sideboard plan. Everyone else has it, which kind of implies to me that people are thinking that the Geist sideboard plan, as emphasized by Jim Davis a couple weeks ago, is bad. But I was playing a good matchup like Pod or something, and it just I boarded this in. It was terrible, and every time I was all the games I was winning were just with this card, and if I boarded into this other combo, it was just straight up worse than this card. So I think it's very possible that I should figure out something else instead of this, because yeah, it's not good. It's just clunky and awkward and puts 2 blanks into your deck. So I'm not a fan, but I'm going to play it because that's what people are doing. Also not 100% on Giga Drowse over other counters, but I can see the attractiveness of it against decks that are going to hold up multiple counters, because you can just Giga Drowse, and they're very hard pressed to keep up lands with any combination of spells. And I've been told Timely is very good, so I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, not too much else. This deck's pretty well explored. Basically, if you haven't played with it, the concept is that you're just filtering through a bunch of cards until you find an Ascendancy. You cast an Ascendancy with a single Fate Stitcher, start going off, chaining off a bunch of cantrips. Eventually you find a second Fate Stitcher, and things get real easy from there. And it's just a lot easier to kill people with this deck than it looks. I was kind of skeptical the first time that you could actually fizzle, but it's pretty hard to do so. Anyways, so this is the deck that I'm going to be playing tonight. I think it's very good, but I would not be surprised if the Magic Online metagame is very spiteful towards it, given the fact that it was kind of this breakout super popular deck about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Okay, addendum to previous. I hate Gifts Ungiven. It's done. Decided to make some quick swaps. I currently have this 15 card sideboard. Making sure Magic Online isn't messing with me a little bit here. Oh, this is 15. What else did I cut? Oh, you know what it was? It was probably the Wear Tears didn't get read in the first place. Which makes more sense to me now. Hold on one second. Okay, good. So, Wear Tear didn't make the deck in the first place because of Magic Online's lovely parsing. But there should have been 2 Wear Tears in that board, which makes a lot more sense right now. Because I was wondering if I needed an out to, like, rest in peace or something. But instead of this garbage Gifts Ungiven stuff, because I think I can just heads up against, like, Pot or whatever, that I'm going to Elish Norn or other combo decks. I've opted to go for, like, this pseudo Delverish Plan B with, like, one big idiot Baneslayer, a Deprive as an additional, like, fair counterspell, and some Pyromancers. So, correct that.